Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a very warm welcome to you all at the Social Intifada Family and Youth Fete this evening, and our final panel discussion for this evening, where we bring to you Palestinian voices who have made South Africa their second home. We share with you their stories of triumph, their stories of resilience, and their stories of pain from their homeland in this special segment, which is titled My Blood is in the Soil, Stories the Occupation Cannot Erase. And we welcome our audience both online as well as here live at the Emerensha Primary School. And if you're outside this evening, a warm welcome to you to all join us here in the tent. It's much warmer, and very important stories and discussions to be held over the next few minutes. I'd like to welcome our esteemed panel this evening, our esteemed visitors, our esteemed colleagues from the land of Palestine, from the land of Beit al-Maqdis and Gaza. First and foremost, welcoming Suha Taha. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah to you. Israa Selmi. Assalamu alaikum to you as well. Mohammed Abujamous, seated right here to the right of me, and on the far end, Ahmed Saleh, who has also joined us from Gaza. He's been in South Africa for a number of months. 200 days into the genocide was when he touched down on South African soil. I just want the microphone to be passed around, perhaps starting with you, Israa, and thereafter just moving it on, just to tell us a brief introduction into yourself, your kind of profession, and the story of you coming to South Africa.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Israa. I'm from Gaza. I came here 2017. I'm here maximum maybe 10 years, alhamdulillah. Is my house, is another second house here for me in South Africa. I study health science in Gaza. I've been doing my second degree is the education, is to help the South African people to learn Arabic. And I have a store is to help my family since the genocide start. We opened this store is to help our family in Gaza, and all handmade we make, and all Palestinian stuff. So I'm really, alhamdulillah, all the success from Rabbil Alameen. So alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. We'll piece together obviously the different parts of your story, the different parts of the experience as we go on. Let's pass the mic inshallah to Suha. You could kindly tell us a bit about yourself as an introduction.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Suha Taha. I'm an English teacher. I finished all my degrees in Gaza, alhamdulillah. But I'm one of those families or peoples that they lost their sisters. I traveled here for a new beginning with my husband, my small family here. And I just want to support Gaza, talk about Gaza. That's it.
Jazakallah khairan. Brother Muhammad, some short introduction to our audience for your side.
Yes, my name is Mohammed Abujamous. I am a computer engineer with a master degree in the IT fields and specialty in the AI and the data analysis. I am from Gaza, Palestine. I am here maybe for around 7 or 8 months now, since the end of 2024. I have fled the war with my small family, my wife and my kids, after 6 or 7 months of war in Gaza. I have been to Egypt and here to South Africa. And just in the few months ago, I have been registered legally here as a refugee in South Africa.
Alhamdulillah, shukran for that. And just quickly, right on the far side, then Ahmed, your brief introduction to us this afternoon.
Well, this is Ahmed Saleh from Palestine, Gaza. I've been here for 6 months. Officially, right now from the University of Islamic University in Gaza. So I graduated from English department. I'm working in companies. Obviously, I'm working with IT companies. So I survived Gaza in 2023. April, I go to Egypt. I stayed there for almost 1 year there, and I lived to South Africa for 6 months now. I'm a permanent resident, so I can't build a lot from scratch. It was before Gaza.
Shukran to our panel for all of that. And just to the audience, I think this is a very important discussion that many people, myself included, the advocacy organizations in South Africa, etc., would attempt to speak about Palestine, to speak for Palestine, to speak for the rights of Palestinians. But it's so very critical and so very important that we center the voices of Palestinians, and therefore to listen to their experiences, to listen to their hopes, to listen to their wishes, and be able to act accordingly. Let's maybe dig into the stories. That the story, as we always mention, is not a story that began in October 2023. It's a story that began centuries ago with Palestinians deeply rooted in this land. You know, speaking to Ahmed briefly earlier, saying that his family originally came from Asqalan, and the majority of people in Gaza, by that measure, being refugees from other parts of Palestine. So if you could just dig a bit into that, starting with yourself, Ahmed, where exactly did your family come from? And then in Gaza itself, which part of Gaza did you call home?
So I am a refugee since I was born. I was born in 1997. And that is not the beginning because I before that day. So I'm originally from which is in Africa. So we refuged to Gaza after Nakba in 1984. 1947, so we evacuated to Gaza, and my grandfather is here in Gaza. My parents still alive in Gaza. I'm there to continue this part. So my family, we're from the north of Gaza. So all our stories started from there, and it's going to end inshallah there. So that is the story about me, where I was born, all my childhood, my life, my livelihood. So start from there. I hope one day we all come back to build this city again, to be better and fruitful, to define it in better ways, inshallah.
Inshallah. Israa, you mentioned earlier that your story, unlike perhaps the rest of the panel, you in South Africa for a much longer period of time. That's also an important part of the story to reflect on, in that the siege in Gaza has been ongoing since 2007, and perhaps that's when you first came to South Africa. So just tell us a bit again of the places of your life in Palestine and the circumstances that brought you to South Africa.
So I came to South Africa because I got married and then I moved here. But the hard part is to move and leave your family. And also, it's really very hard to leave my mom, my siblings. My father is Shaheed since 2000 and I was 6 years. So we already, any house in Gaza, we have orphan, we have Shaheed, we have injured. So we're being used to this. So the siege, since Hamas came, we all know what meaning siege. No allow traveling, no allow clean water, no allow anything. So within this, so all the difficult in the life we saw it. So I really feel very bad for my family. How they live on the stage for more than 20 years, I don't know. And this genocide that they came is really very hard. But the hard part is to leave your own family. I can't. I was feeding every year in Turkey or Egypt, but now since the genocide started, I stopped feeding. But I can't go also back Gaza. Everything closed. I wish to rejoin with them one day, inshallah, and take them out from this war.
Shukran for that. Suha, if you could just tell us again just about the places that are important, bring those places to life for us that mean so much to you in Palestine. Where did your family originally come from? Where did you live in Gaza?
Okay, I'm also, since I born, I'm also a refugee also. All my family, they are in Gaza. We are from Hayr Rimal. My father, he actually is a businessman. He tried to build our life. He have a lot of factories for clothes. But now he left everything because of the danger. Like before yesterday, I phoned him. He told me the situation here is very difficult. I'm even scared to close my eyes and sleep. So he left the house, but he's alone actually now because my other family, they are in Egypt for treatment because all of them, they are injured. So we can say everything is difficult now. There is no places safe in Gaza, north, middle, south, even the areas that they said it's safe and go to it, they already bomb my family on it. So there is no place, nothing is available now, everything is closed. So just like this.
Shukran for that. Muhammad, just the same question to you in terms of, I think from everybody here, perhaps those memories are the freshest, and that's you're the last to have come to South Africa. So which areas are we talking about?
I think you have 4 in a row. I am also a refugee. My family is a refugee family. My grandfather and my grandmother have been displaced from a village called Beit Daras to the north of Ascalon and Gaza, to the Gaza Strip. My father have been born in the Khan Yunis refugee camp. Also from my mother's side, they have been displaced from Haifa. They were living in Haifa city, and they have been displaced also and expelled in the 1948 war, where most of the Palestine land have been occupied since that. Sharing the same story for any normal or regular Palestinian refugee of suffering, displaced from your homeland, where you suffer the loss of your homeland, your feeling of safety, your feeling of belonging, and suffering the fight to identify your identity and to describe yourself or your identity and your holy, let's say, holy places also, such as Al-Aqsa and Al-Quds and Jerusalem. Also suffering from financial crisis that comes belong aside to the displacement and the occupation and the expel. It is a combination of suffering, actually, emotionally and financially, and also mixed with losses, as my friends say. For example, my family, I have lost my brother in the 2014 war in Gaza. We have lost our home twice, once in the 2014 war in Khan Yunis, and also in this war in the 2023. And this has become the normal story of the average Palestinian, especially in Gaza, that he lost someone of his friends or his family members, or someone who have been injured or severely injured with disabilities, and also the losses of homes, especially in this war, the current war. Most of the homes, according to the statistics, more than 80 or 85% of the homes in Gaza and the buildings have been demolished and destroyed. So it is the normal now to see Gazans as homeless, okay, living in tents. And when we are saying that they are living in tents or in camps, it is a very primitive living. For example, now in Gaza, there is no electricity for 2 years. 2 years without electricity. You can imagine that when you have like load shedding here in South Africa for 1 hour or 2 hour, what is your problems for 1 hour or 2 hours? 2 years without electricity, no refrigerators, no fans, no ACs, no washing machines. You have to wash your clothes by your hands every day. Even there is no stoves to cook. You have to go and search and forage for pieces of wood from the rebels of the homes to take like some pieces of broken woods of cupboards or furniture to burn them to cook your food. Actually, the life becomes very, very difficult in Gaza. That it reaches a point that saying that it is inhuman is not descriptive enough for that.
Just a point that you made earlier just caught my attention when you said that your family originally came, Mohammed, from Beit Taras. Remember the famous Palestinian journalist in the West, Ramzi Baroud, has also written about that. His family comes from, so
Yes,
Baroud family
yeah.
also comes from that area.
Baroud family is one of the families in our village. Actually, my family have tight belongings to that family. Beit Taras is dominated by 4 families or 4 quarters. One of them is the quarter of my family with Baroud family. Yeah.
But the
Surprisingly for me that you know that village. It is a small village in the whole Palestine, so hardly to be mentioned.
Yeah, something that he mentioned as well, that the people of Beit Taras are extremely strong-minded. That's the gentle way of saying it. He actually said they are very stubborn type of people, stubborn against the occupation. So let's speak. You brought up this I think a great sense of pain to know what Gaza has become. And I want to contrast it with some of our other guests this evening with what Gaza was. And, throughout our panel, we can see people who are extremely well educated and reflect the sense of education, the deep sense of education that really runs through the genes and the DNA of people in Gaza. Since you are actively involved, Israa, in the education scene, just tell us, how deeply people in Gaza value education and how you grew up also in this culture of education.
Alhamdulillah, my mother, she's a lecturer in university. She finished her PhD before the war started. So we very well educated. I study health science in Al-Jamia Al-Islamiyya, the Islamic University in Gaza, and I'm doing my second degree is education in colonial Jami'iyya. I don't know what meaning in English, sorry. So Alhamdulillah, we're very well educated. Like my friend, all of them, they are very well educated. So mostly the Palestinian 90%, they are focusing about to send their kids to learn in schools. So no one, I don't meet any Palestinian child, he not going school. We all go schools, we all educated, they all go university. So Alhamdulillah, we're very proudly educated, and we know our true story about this is our land, we must fight for it. So this is our weapon also. Education is the shaitan is not our enemy, he's the non-knowledge. So we must have knowledge.
So just to tell us, what does it feel like, the sentiments that Mohammed, brought out of how people in Gaza, everybody's literally being seen as homeless. People are refugees multiple times. Knowing the pride and the honor that people of Gaza have, does this, what sense of pain does come to you when people in Gaza are now seen, perhaps through some lens, as people who are running for food, people who are, seeking dignity, when we know the self-pride that comes with Gaza?
Actually, the only thing that I can say is you have to go to the previous videos to see our life in Gaza. Like before 2 or 3 years, Gaza became something very nice and modern. You can see through the restaurants, the cafes, the universities, the schools, the streets, everything. Like, for example, our house was small. My father, he have a small factory actually. Now he have like 2 cars. He have a big factory for clothes. He work for Gaza and outside Gaza for other people. So we are not like those people who just want food and these things. The videos that you see now, it's because of the starvation that they created, not because people of Gaza, they are hungry. And you can see now, after the aid trucks enter Gaza, everything is start becoming fine, not 100%. But you can see that this is not the people of Gaza. So when the food is available, when the flour is there, when everything is fine, when the borders are open, you cannot find people in Gaza running for food. Never. They run to play, they run to learn. They run for sports. They play also soccer. It's not just about running for the food. It's not about that. So our life, no, it's not like this. Just they have to open their eyes now and find solutions for those children that they are running really now for food.
Ahmed, you can share with us perhaps some memories of the university that you spoke fondly about, the Islamic University, and I think we've got other graduates from the Islamic University as well. Some of your memories and the fact that you see that basically that's become a shell, it's been burnt out, it's been bombed multiple times, people are staying in the courtyards of that university. What was that university like when you studied there?
Well, I graduated from the University of Islamic University of Gaza like in 2019. So I can say like this university like has 10 education in Palestine. So like we find all of those Palestinian graduates. We graduated from the Islamic University of Gaza for the infrastructure inside, the rich material, the well-educated professors. So like having graduated from there, I'm telling you, everything was really cool until the studies of course everything changed. So if you see how to damage the educational system there, so the first thing they did, University of Islamic University of Gaza, they bombed it as one of the first educational institutions in Palestine to eradicate the education for all Palestinians to have no hope to sustain their living there, to be more smart, to be intelligent. The reason is like you'll find this university always generating these engineers, doctors, but I mean like those engineers they pay back to the society to make it better, as you see as the lesson that Sister Israa Selmi, Palestine and Gaza before the 70s struggle was something. So those seeds will never be nice and will never be delightful for the enemies. Then we found this university always bringing those educated people to bring this, let's say, hope for young children, for young people to become like, to take them as a role model in the future. I can say 3 of my professors who got killed. One of them is Suha Taha. I don't know if you know him. He's well known. He was my professor, he was my teacher, I taught him many courses. I can say he's the one who made me one day to be a very, very big speaker at English, whatever. So
yeah, maybe if we could just, that name has become such a powerful name around the world, and I just see Palestinians from Gaza posting so fondly about Rifat al-Hariri. His works have been published, people have been publishing works for him. What made him such an amazing teacher?
well, in my opinion, because he didn't work for the university, he worked for the society also. He worked for the Palestinian case worldwide. I remember one of his words he said to us, if your education is not going to pay back to your case, which is Palestine, then don't go to university. This is the most important thing for us to learn from him. Whenever you go to university, don't think about yourself as a person. You think about the society, how you can give back on day. That it's a group of people that they want your help. Your smartness shouldn't be for yourself only, for everyone, for your family, for your parents, for your favorite people. Now in Gaza, you'll see those educated people, a lot of smart people I've seen, they got killed. My friends, they are like working in the medical field. For sure, they are the wanted ones. They don't want it to be there alive. Because if they're still alive, they're going to help the rest of this disparate people in tents and everywhere. So, everybody worked in the University of the University of the Gaza, the Islamic University of Gaza. I just was wanted. And I see a lot of names. We got educators from the West. They're not there anymore. They got eliminated. So, and I won't talk about Israa Selmi, like, we met a lot of novels before. We met a lot of scholars, real scholars. And I remember 2014, or 2014, during the war, he dedicated himself to not go to local food or something. No, he dedicated himself to group people, group Palestinians inside and outside, to write a novel. I don't remember the specific name of it, but that novel became one of the best novel worldwide, and even Palestine. It tells those who doesn't know about us what is inside Gaza. And now we can see social media became, let's say, the 7th of October awakening those people who doesn't know anything about Palestine. After they have been brainwashed of the Western media that Palestinians are as tourists or something, but they're not. So you can see this machine was like eradicating all these kids, taking their dreams to become somebody in the future.
Highly recommended. Read a collection of short stories that was put together by Rifat Al-Hariri at that time, and I think it's a must for our youth to read this book. It should be a must within our own schools, our school libraries, our madrasa libraries, etc., to get this book. As you mentioned, I just failed to get the title. We'll probably share it by the end of this particular session. I want to ask you, Mohammed, from the great intellectual heritage that Gaza had, we see, as Ahmed had described, there's a target that this genocide is, targeted at wiping off all influential figures within Palestinian society, all of the intelligentsia. Do you feel that Gaza can ever recover with such targeting of such influential people?
First, I would like to mention also, regarding what you mentioned, that there is, I can say for sure, there is a systematic targeting for everything that can support the life in Gaza after the war, after the math. There is a systematic targeting not only to the Islamic University, all the universities, Al-Aqsa, Al-Quds University, Al-Azhar University, even the schools. There is almost no school in Gaza now. All the schools have been targeted or have been changed from the educational sector to be as a refugee facilities for families. Also targeting the hospitals, the infrastructure, the electricity grid, the water irrigation and the water supply systems and pipes, everything that can be considered an infrastructure that could support life in Gaza. Actually, Israelis commanders or leaders have said it very clear. They want Gaza as a place that cannot be inhabited or live in after the war. This is their target of the war. It is not a military target. They are targeting the civilians, the civilization of the Gazans people, and their memories, their civilization, and they are trying to break the the resistance or the love to live inside the Palestinians. Okay, can we recover after the war? This was your question. I believe yes. Palestinians have been in war more than 70 years. It is not about the 7th of October. It is not about the current war. Okay, this is the worst one. This is the one that have been covered almost by the social media and the news, and you can see the photos and the videos. But I can tell you, in the 1948, there were also horrible massacres, ethnic cleansing, and genocide, not least than the one that is currently happening now in Gaza. It has been also in the 1956, in the 1967, in the first Intifada, in the second Intifada, in more than 4 or 5 wars on Gaza. It is going on maybe slowly in the West Bank, but it is going on also in the West Bank. Palestinians, I believe, as a Palestinian, we are very, very proud that we are strongly tied to our homeland, to our people, to our case, and I think I believe we have a big commitment to our liberation and to our identity, to be recognized as independent and to end the occupation once and forever. And we believe in that. It is part of our daily talk or our daily stories to our kids. And for example, I have just mentioned to you my origins from Beit Daras and talked about families, and despite that I have never been to there. Even my father haven't been to his village, to Beit Daras. It was the village of my grandfather and my grandmother. So yes, we are tightly tied to our homeland, to our stories, to our culture, to our history. And I think one of the biggest Israelis' problems is that they have what they call it, an insisted opponent, despite that military-wise we are very weak, but dignity-wise, educationally, culturally, I believe in my people. Yeah.
If you've just joined us, we in our final panel discussion here at the Social Intifada family event happening here in Amarentia this evening, and we are with an erudite panel of Palestinians from Gaza who have joined us here with a great deal of courage and a great deal of dignity. We stand before them this evening. We have Suha Taha, Israa Selmi, Mohammed Abujamous and Ahmed Saleh joining us on this panel discussion here this evening and fielding our questions. And do feel free to engage with them, and there's many other Palestinians from their wider families who are here in the audience this evening as well. Do spend some time with them, do get to know them better, and do strengthen the bonds of brotherhood and sisterhood at this particular event while we spend these blessed moments here this evening. As we continue our discussion, Suha, I just heard Muhammad saying that, these villages in other parts of Palestine, we haven't set foot on them, but we hold them in our hearts. We carry them in our shoulders. One place that very few Palestinians in Gaza ever had an opportunity to go to is, what is pictured behind me, Qubat al-Sakhra from Masjid al-Aqsa. And it's probably with, again, a great deal of pain that people like myself, people in this audience, can travel to Masjid al-Aqsa from so many thousand kilometers away. When you live so close, you are unable to go to Masjid al-Aqsa. But just tell us, what does Masjid al-Aqsa mean to you? The fact that it's a symbol of this land, a symbol of the struggle, and you cannot go to it. What does it mean to you?
Jerusalem, the Quds, it's the capital of Palestine. That, as you said, we cannot go there just because we are Gazans people, not Palestinian. Because the Palestinians that they are there, they can go, but Gazans people they can't. It means a lot for me. It's my identity. It's my it's everything. Like, you know, there is a lot of people here. My friends, they told me that we went and pray in Masjid al-Aqsa. Have you been there? I said no. So they said, why? Just because I'm from Gaza. And you have to know something, that the only thing that they open it for us now is the border with Egypt. So we cannot go now to West Bank, Haifa, Akka, Jerusalem. It's our resistance, and everything is happened now. It's for Masjid al-Aqsa actually. So Alhamdulillah, inshallah we will be there and we will pray there without any soldier of their army, inshallah.
So just to catch on to those sentiments, I mean, for years we've heard Palestinians say that, as a matter of fact, that next Eid in Al-Aqsa, or next year in Al-Aqsa, you know, is this just something, someone might say this just became a cultural saying, you know, we just say it, or how deeply does this, you know, does this go when you say something like that?
Actually, yeah, we always say, for example, next Ramadan, inshallah, we will pray there. Or next Eid or Eid al-Adha, we will pray there. It's not just a statement that we use it for nothing. There is Allah, and we must always trust that there is something written there, we don't know it. So as we say it in public, that what you said maybe happen. So we will always say, next Ramadan or next Eid, we will be there.
Alhamdulillah. Let's just come back to you, Israa, telling us a bit about the daily connection that you have to Gaza. You maybe work, or you know, in the milieu of life here in South Africa. People are living with their own challenges and their own joys, and it's a totally different world. But what connects you on a daily basis, and how heavily does the events of Gaza weigh down on you on a daily basis?
The daily basis, I think just about my family. I don't know how they are living, how they eating. So it's very, very, very difficult. But my strength is my language. I think so when I speak Arabic, I feel much better. It's better I speak it. And my memories, because single things I remember my grandpa, my grandma, who under rubber still. Unfortunately, Allah grant them Jannah, but I really love them. Last year, 2023, 24, so it's been very difficult. But to keep me connected to Palestinian, it's just only my family and their stories. That's only. We just keep on going. I make taqreez. I remember my grandpa who teach me taqreez is the Palestinian embroidery. I feel really happy. When I teach Arabic also I feel happy. So, and I cook makluba, maybe. It's really makes me happy. So we try our best to live life. I tell my mom, I phone her, Mommy, are you okay? Are you hungry? You say, don't ask me this question because you know the answer is we don't have food. So it's really pain in my heart. I don't know what I must do, but we try our best. But I don't know what we must do more. We just make dua for them and we say Astaghfirullah. That's all we can do.
Ahmed, in terms of resistance, you know, there are just the very existence of Palestinians in the land is a very vivid form of resistance. But what does resistance mean to you whilst you were living in Gaza, and what role does resistance play in day-to-day life in Gaza?
Well, honestly, like resistance is the only tool to liberate your land. I don't think South Africa liberated themselves by using behaviors that posted on social media. So resistance is also the thing to Science, the occupation have to learn. I know that social media is maybe the powerful thing nowadays to use to improve your status, your identity. But it's not something vital to you all the time. So, in my opinion, always, resistance is the most important thing to punish, to move the occupation, to make the darkness light. So,
If you were to define to us exactly when a person can, depending on their perspective or point of view, people sometimes give very watered down meanings to resistance. So exactly what would resistance entail?
well, let's say we're not sure if the resistance is like they are right or wrong, but I'm not going to stand with it in any way. So for sure, I'm going to support my people for the last drop of blood, and I think what they're doing is the right thing to do. Imagine if there's no resistance, there's no Palestine. Since 1984, those people sacrificing themselves, their blood, their souls, to this moment, to just be who you are. And you want to have the Palestinian identity because of those people who sacrifice themselves before you. So it's like a candle to keep light up to the other generations. So in my opinion, we shouldn't let our resistance down. We must always support them, even with words. At least if you're not going to stand it, don't be against them. That's my opinion. If you don't want to be a support, don't be like a breakdown.
I want some idea in terms of business continuity, ingenuity, innovation. This is part of Palestinian Sumud as well. You as I heard earlier, are in the field of digital marketing. Now, I understand there are even amidst this genocide certain hubs that have been created where Palestinian freelancers gather and offer their services to clients outside. The education system, schooling, with all the challenges, the university education is still continuing. Just give us an idea how that is carrying on despite such grave difficulties in Gaza.
Well, at the beginning of the war, I am a digital marketer. I'm working as a freelancer. I lost my job, honestly. The 7th of October, I can't have access to internet to continue. I failed myself. But there are some people, they have more persevering personality to continue. I got a few friends that are still working as a freelancer from Gaza. So they get internet, I don't know from they get it or they get it. And they still work and they help companies from Gulf countries and from Europe countries, European countries. We help them to improve their activity, their profitability to increase, to become better. You can't call them hubs, you can't call them like individuals. Everybody works on his own. They are struggling for sure because they work from the tents. You know, like hot is the sun in Gaza, and you're in a tent, not in a house. And also, like, you're talking about like the schooling. They have a system like the university, like the Islamic University of Gaza, like they had a system before the 7th of October for emergencies. Like, this is called the modeling, yes. So they applied this in the COVID-19 when it happened. So we all stayed home for maybe 3 months. We applied that like system, so everybody was studying from home. Now it's like from tents. The same thing, not that big deal, but like the problem. Who is going to be able to continue this serious education to be what they want, to fulfill their dreams, which is really hard in Gaza to do this. Some people outside of Gaza, they fail. So what if you are from Palestine living in this situation, in these circumstances? So I guess it's so challenging. It's really hard.
It's something I picked up on earlier, Mohammed, was you mentioned your expertise in the AI space. And obviously that's a big buzzword. AI has been with us for a longer time than people think. But this genocide has been live streamed, and AI has played such a critical role in the selection of targets and the carpet bombing of Gaza. Somebody who perhaps when you look at AI, you look at its positive potential to assist your people, to assist the world. And here on the other hand, AI has been weaponized to create such devastation in Gaza. Just your thoughts on that.
Okay, AI is like any other tool. You can use it for the good or you can use it for the evil. And what's happening is that Israelis are known for that they have a few of the very high-tech companies in the world. Actually, there is very big companies such as Intel, Google, Facebook, and others who is investing in the high-tech sector in Israel. And their government is very supportive for that sector because they know that they can benefit from it for their military and security efforts. And they are using it. They have dedicated brigades called the 8,200 Brigade in the Israeli army that works in the field of the IT, intelligence, data collection. What they are doing, they are collecting very big amount of information and data about every Palestinian, which we call in the AI field the big data. So they building a very big data pools, and they are using the facilities and the services from very big companies such as Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Twitter, and others, where they store those information and analyzing them using AI tools, trying to figure out who is supporting for the resistance or working with it, and even family members, which is, I believe, this is not I believe, according to the international laws, this is illegal to target a civilian just because he's a family member of someone else. And this is actually denying the Israelis' story or point of view that their people is civilians, and why Hamas or Palestinian resistance have targeted them on the 7th of October. According to what they are practicing, those are family members of Israeli military personnel. But they are doing that to the Palestinians, and they are carpet bombing an entire neighborhoods just because an AI tool indicates to them that it may be something here or someone they are trying to target in that neighborhood, and they depend on that AI to calculate what they call it casualties. They consider human lives that will be killed casualties, as if they are just a side effect of doing something. So yes, AI can be used for the evil as it can be used for the good.
We thank you so much for that, Mohammed. We're into the final stretch of our discussion here this evening with our erudite panel of Palestinians from Gaza who've joined us here at stage at the Social Intifada family event. And I just want to perhaps get a bit more frank, where we could get frank. And I know you would perhaps, our panel would maybe want to, be generous and be respectful to our audiences here in South Africa, but just for the sake of learning, for the sake of growth, perhaps, Suha, if I could ask you this question, sometimes in the way people show solidarity, people would say that we stand with the Palestinians. People would say that we understand what you're going through. Do people that you interact with in South Africa really understand what you're going through? And sometimes in the choice of words that we use or the choice of actions, are we actually doing things that sometimes are painful to Palestinians? If there's anything like that, would you be able to share something like that with us?
Actually, I lived it through 4 or 3 wars before. But this is the strongest one, but also it's the only war that it takes, like all the people, they know everything about it.
So I think, yeah, here in South Africa, they know everything more than before. More than before. I can see the videos, I can see the comics, I can see how they coded for us to say just boycott. So I'm sure this word, it's the only word that it's really, I feel that all the people here in South Africa, I don't know outside of South Africa, but here, yeah, they support us. I can see that they boycott everything. They talk about us as social intifada members. Even when I send my family's videos, when I send that what they post here, what they say, they ask me, they really know what's happening there? They seen the videos, they follow the news. I said, yeah, 100%, they know everything. So I think it's, for me, what keeps me here also, what keeps me comfortable here, that I know all the people around me know what's happening there in Gaza, and they really know what Gazans people here. Like when someone says you are from Gaza, they start just with hugs and dua and these things. So I think here it's my second country, really.
Israa, just to expand on that question, what are the challenges that Palestinians coming to settle in South Africa, the unspoken challenges? So there would be hospitality, there would be a genuine love towards Palestinians who come to live in South Africa, but there's a state of building. You know, people have to start their lives from scratch, and there's challenges in that process that people on the outside might not be observing. So what is it like to build a life in South Africa and the silent challenges for Palestinians?
Alhamdulillah, here is very kind people. They give the support, but I miss if your family just own me. I miss my mom, I miss everything. But another way, we had everything to support you. A lot of kind people I've been meet, alhamdulillah. I've been work with social intifada members, be very kind. I never meet anybody that support us. If dua, like what she mentioned, Suha, that's really very important. Another Arab country I went and stayed, I don't want to mention names, but there is really no one caring about us. But here, alhamdulillah, we've been very, very nice, and the people will help you with everything. Like when I start the business, I came here, I'm married South African, proudly, alhamdulillah, but it's everything I get, but the hardest thing is just to miss your family. And when you start the business, they will help you with everything they know. Alhamdulillah, trust, they know I go to my family and help them, so they also trust me. So this is what I get, alhamdulillah. I don't sound no difficult, so it's really to live. But unfortunately, there is a lot of crimes. Inshallah, all the peace for everybody and the safety. That's all I wish.
Inshallah. Ahmed, just from your side, what has your experience been in South Africa for the past few months? How have you managed to navigate as a younger person here in the South African terrain?
When I came to South Africa, I heard it's only Africa. I felt like it's only one race, black people. But when I came here, I can see diversity, black, white, Africans, different people. So I enjoy this diversity a lot. Never you get bored. So I can't say 100% is really cool. Sometimes I get bored here. It's fun. It's part of the system. It's fun. It's okay. But at the same time, I like the weather so much. The people are so supportive. And especially the Indian community, honestly, it's still a good person. Everything we can. We are God, we are money, we are finance, we are sending aid to Gaza. I was there and I've seen that. I'm a witness, so I can say this. And I feel I'm part of the society so far. I've learned a lot about different languages, the Zulu, Afrikaans, the language, so a lot of things here. So I don't think that I feel alone anymore because I'm part of this family. So you can see as Palestinians the outcome of you.
Anything more, and this is probably your last statement, and then just pass the mic through the rest of the audience, the rest of the panel. Anything more that we can still do? I mean, I think that question is not justified in the first place. There's much more that we can all do, but something specific that you feel we can do more as South Africans for Palestinians.
Well, you already did what you can do, but I think in my opinion, everyone knows about us right now here, right? So, but some people here and everywhere, they don't know anything about Palestine, what is going on there. So, if everyone's gonna just like talk, at least like to post, your friends and those group of people that don't know anything about us, they're gonna ask you. For example, I've met some people here, they don't know what is Palestine. That is disappointing. So, you tell me where you're from. I say, from Palestine. Where is Palestine? I tell them Israel. I say yes. That is too bad. So we need to just educate those who doesn't know about us as much as we can. We can see the genocide, but you need to know also like the Western culture, the Western media. You're working hard to brainwash these kids and tell them this genocide happens in Israel and Palestine. So we need to do the same thing to tell them this is our story, this is us, this is Palestine, this is our identity. So we need to like use this tool, which is social media. You do always like protesting, which is the most important thing. People will always say, what is that for? Then once they know this is the flag of Palestine, this is for Palestine, for Palestinians, then they will go to the church to ask, what's going on in Palestine? They will know more about it. In my opinion, this is the most important thing, and it's for free. It doesn't cost us anything.
And indeed, getting it out of the echo chambers, I guess this would be an audience that deeply resonates with everything that you've spoken, but you're speaking about beyond the echo chambers, people who may be totally ignorant of the discussions that we are hosting here this evening. Final round, if we can hear from you, Israa, thereafter yourself, Suha, and Mohammed, your final words, your final message to close up. Anything you'd like to say to the audience here in this particular panel?
Always share the truth and also boycott. The boycott is a very good weapon. It's safe, not cost you nothing. You just cut everything, support the genocide. That's all we can do, and you guys do a lot. So thank you very much, everybody. And the important thing is the ICG. So really, that's what make us very proud. We have South African. It's our house. Is somebody worried about us? So thank you so much, South African people. Thank you, Social Intifada. We're really proud to be part of you. And this amazing event which help us to work our culture. So everybody here is Palestinian. So we're really proud to be part of this event. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Actually, as what she said now, just to boycott, please, because some people they say the boycotting it won't make anything, but it's really make something. Even if they didn't show this in their news, because no one can come and say that we are suffering or our products it doesn't like going through. But boycotting is make a lot of things. Second thing, I think just to support our Palestinian projects like my sister Israa project also, just to keep us in your just to be also like social intifada members and a lot of those people that really support us. Because you know, in Gaza, actually they see everything that you do here. Everything, every word, every supporting, they seen it there. Even if they didn't, I sent videos also to my friends, to my family. So we just keep going through these things. And sorry, I want to make a comment about the resistance. I want to say resistance for me, like how Sister Israa, she know what her family going through there, and she's still making tattoos, teaching Arabic. Maybe she make her tattoos with love, but also with fear. With love, but also with tears. So this is the resistance. Another thing that I know, maybe this discussion will make a problem for me, because as a Palestinian to go and talk about Gaza and what happened there and who supports and these things, maybe my name will go through there, but I don't care. This is his resistance also. So we want to do everything that we can just for our people in Gaza just to survive.
Jazakallah khairan. Thank you so much. Last word to yourself, Mohammed.
I would like to say, please keep talking about us. Talk especially to the children. Maybe you are adults, you watch the TV, the news, the social media. You do understand what's happening, but the children, our kids don't know. There will be later on generations who don't know about our story. So please keep talking on to the kids in the schools, everywhere, in the streets, in the events. Keep this good work, organizing those events or protests to tell our story to the next generations and also to the others who don't know about our story, as my friends said. This is one part. The other part I would like to put a light on is your support to the South African government, who have for the first time protested internationally in the International Criminal Court and applied a file for the genocide against the Palestinians in Palestine. Please keep support that government and put pressure on it also to keep doing that, because I know there is a lot of pressure on this government to withdraw this case from the International Criminal Court. So your support to the government, or your, let's say, connections with the political people here in the country, through the parties, to resist the foreign pressure to keep that case is very important to us. For me, this is more important than the protests and the boycott, because there is a boycott in a lot of countries. There is protests in different countries. But until now, we as Palestinians cannot reach a point that governments will do something against Israel to the benefit of the victims of the Palestinian people. And South Africa finally did that very important step. And sometimes I think that what will happen if we lose this very important political step that South Africa government have made. So yes, I do need your your support to your government to keep pushing that case.
I'd like to thank you, Mohammed, thank the rest of our panel here this evening, Suha, seated next to you, Israa, as well as Ahmed, for speaking your minds, sharing some fond memories, digging into the place that is most cherished to you, which is Gaza, and to our audience as well for your kindness, your patience this evening. I think we really have to put it together for our panel this evening as they smile, as they share fond memories. There are so many levels of trauma and so many levels of pain beneath those smiles that they share. So it takes a lot of courage to sit here, and also knowing the vindictiveness of the Israeli enemy, takes a lot of courage to stand here and speak for your cause and speak as ambassadors of Palestine. But we sound off on that happy note that Ahmed had mentioned earlier, where you said the story started in Gaza and you have great faith that the story will end for you and the rest of the panel in Gaza. We take it one step further. Inshallah, it ends up in this capital of a free Palestine, in the heart of Masjid al-Aqsa for all of us. And may we all get to see that and experience the joy of that day. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you so much to all for joining us. Barakallahu feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.